Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the Wednesday AMA. What is happening? What is going on? What's up, Frankie? Good to see you, brother. What's up, George? What's up, Lewis? Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you guys. All right. I need you guys' questions to do this AMA. So if you guys are sitting here on the call, all good, Frankie. No worries, you butchered my name. All good, I'll forgive you. If you're sitting here on the call, today's call is for you. Let me know in the chat what you guys need some help with. Would even be open to pulling you guys on the call, opening up, sharing your screen, helping you guys with whatever I can today. Let me know if you got a situation, you want some help. You're going to get me one-on-one here today. Give me just a second. I'm going to grab some water or something to drink besides coffee here, and we'll get this thing underway. Let me know. All right, all right. Welcome everybody to the AMA. For those of you guys that just joined us, no worries. We didn't get started yet. Don't feel left out. It's all good. Just about to get started here. And today I'm giving you guys the opportunity to get me on one-on-one in your business directly, right? I can bring you on the line, can screen share if we'd like. You don't have to share your face. It can just be your lovely voice. And it's your opportunity to get me one-on-one, no holds barred, directly working on your business. And folks, at the end of the day, like I used to charge $2,500 to do consulting sessions or coaching sessions. I don't even do those anymore. Like you can't quite literally pay me enough to make me do these sessions, except for here on the AMA. So somebody here is going to get a hell of a deal. Let you guys be the decision of who. Let you guys make that decision for me. So let me know in the chat. We'll go from there. So I don't have any agenda today. I don't have any slides done up today. Schedule the time to be here with you guys. And if nobody asks anything, nobody wants my help, it's all good. We'll shut it down. No problem. Frankie, I see your question. You want to come on, man? I don't have a headset. Are you in a loud room? You can just use your default mic as long as you're not in a loud room, as long as the audio would be okay. Yeah, you can call in too, Frankie. Happy to help you with your questions. So go to the audio section, right? And then change it to phone call, and it'll give you dial-in instructions. 100%, man. All right, so Frankie's going to come on, join us here in a second. Anybody else that we can help today, let me know in the chat. All right, Frankie, just let me know once you're connected via the phone, and then I'll unmute you, brother. All right, again, for those of you guys just joining us, welcome officially to the Wednesday AMA. I have asked for questions in the chat from everybody, and everybody's being real silent today. So I got one volunteer, Frankie Allen, to come on. He has a question, and Frankie's going to come on with audio. He's just changing up his audio settings. And I'm sure we have room for one or two others. So this is your chance to get me helping you live, off the cuff, no holds barred, right? Just one-on-one, no hidden agenda, helping you build your biz. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and ask a question in the chat, and we'll go from there. Frankie. So Frankie, enter in for your auto pin or your audio pin. It says pound 20 pound. What's up, Joseph Gonzalez? Anything I can help you out with today, brother? If not, we can just sit here and talk about Katy Perry or I don't know what's in the news these days. My wife's all excited because Post Malone's coming to Miami on my birthday, and it's like one of her favorite artists ever, Post Malone. She asked me if we go see Post Malone on my birthday, like, will I be salty because it's her favorite, one of her favorites and not necessarily mine. I'm like, of course not. Like, let's go. So let's see, what else has been happening in my life? Man, my thigh, my muscle just freaking locked up on me earlier this week. Not sure what really happened. No change in like diet, no change in fitness, but like doing like a toe stretch, right? Like on my left side, just feels like it's like almost cramping up. It's been horrible. So I've been dealing with that. Post Malone is awesome. Yeah, man, I love Post Malone. Joseph says, I would love to hear about your fulfillment process. Yeah, man. I mean, what about the fulfillment process? What can I help with? Give me some more details. Happy to help. Frankie Allen, let's see if you got your audio sorted. I'm going to unmute you. What's up, Frankie?
Hey, Joe. Can you hear me okay?
Man. Yeah, man, I can hear you well. So cool, brother. How can I help?
I just have a question about the, I'm hearing a lot of static.
I can hear you just fine. No static, buddy.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of feedback. My question was about the, gosh. It's a lot of feedback, Joe. I started.
Sorry, man. I don't hear any feedback. You're like clear as hell. How's the audio for everybody else for Frankie? Is it good or bad? Let us know in the chat. That'd be great.
Okay, I don't hear it now.
Okay, cool.
Something happened. Okay. My question was about the, I had an offer for building like a website for local clients that you can offer them like free access. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have any strategies for that, or like a local directory?
Okay.
So I was wondering if you had any strategies for that.
Yeah, so the goal would be to build that out as like a foot in the door type of goal. Is that what you're thinking?
Exactly.
Okay. So what's the motivation?
So I just wonder if there's any. Well, they were saying that if you did that, you could, because it's a free offer, you would have a lot of people that would sign up, and then you can like email them different things like that. So it's just a strategy that they were saying that you could use as a foot in the
Okay.
door type thing and
Okay.
build a relationship with them.
Yep. So I guess just to diagnose a little bit, do you have a core offer?
I was gonna do maybe GMB listings to see. I was gonna do a lot of testing to see if maybe some of them would need like GMB listings or different things like that. But I
Okay.
don't have anything specific right now.
Okay. So right now, when you look at your clients, if you have them, do you have a core offering that kind of you're offering most of them or no?
SEO.
SEO. All right. What's the price point,
Yeah.
Frankie?
Don't laugh. But we start at like 500 and then go on from there. But I've never had a client over $700 a month at this
All right.
point.
So what kind of
And it's not
niches have
because of
you
my skill set. Everything: plumbers, electricians,
had?
doctors, dentists.
So why are you so fucking cheap?
I don't. It started out that way, and as I started watching you and different people, I started getting better at it, and it's just
Yeah.
hard to, for whatever reason, to up the price now because
Okay.
that's where
So
we started.
you have some great results, right?
Yeah, I mean everything's fine with the SEO. I don't have any issues
Okay.
with that
So
part of it.
is it SEO kind of organic and maps or just traditional
Yeah,
SEO?
both,
Okay.
both.
All right.
You
So
reviewed our
with all
website not too long ago.
yeah, I remember that. So you're charging way too little. And I think that one of the biggest disconnects that a lot of us have is we don't stay in our lane. And I'm guilty of this as well, right? Like I do a couple things really well, and everything else that I do is like really freaking half-ass, like just being honest. Um, and so I think that picking a vertical is key, right? Because you got to be able to show your expertise. And if you're trying to share your expertise and show your expertise in a dozen verticals, right, like you're just going to have problems, right? Like you're not going to be able to command the prices that you do. And your
Right.
long-term customer acquisition is going to be very long and painful, like how long it takes to get a customer. And then your average customer value probably isn't going to be very great either. So by all means, there's exceptions to the rule, but Frankie, there's very few exceptions to that rule.
Okay. So
So if I
you're
were
saying just staying
you,
like a vertical and
yeah, so if I were you, I would start backwards, right? So you
right?
don't want more 500 or $700 a month clients.
No.
So you want more 2,000 minimum a month dollar clients.
Right.
I would look
Exactly.
at your existing clientele or existing or past customers that you did a good job for, right? That were happy with your service, right? That you can demonstrate an ROI, right? And that you would actually
Right.
like working with, right? Or wouldn't mind working with, right? Would wake up every day and could be enthused about, working with them and helping them. So that for me would be step number one. And then step number
Okay.
two is based upon that core offering being SEO and local, you need to find problems and opportunities that you can help people with that are very, very simple, like black and white. Like I can fix this for you in 30 minutes or 20 minutes. The less, the better, right? And you should be then outreaching to people as a foot in the door, helping them fix that problem. That ultimately leads into like your core recurring offer, right? Because
Okay.
if they're the same things, like leading into now, let me show you how to really get the most leverage with your SEO, right? And then you share with them your program and how you do it, right? And you build up all the case studies, you build up all the results, you build up how much freaking work it is going to be. They're going to be like, Frankie, like, can I just pay you to do this at the end, right? Like they're going to ask you to provide a solution, and then you provide your solution, and the deal's in the bag.
All right. That does sound good. So, foot in the door
So
offers. What would you recommend?
I love foot in the door offers, and like I understand that I answered your question in a really backwards way, but I wanted to understand what the goal was, and I think we need to fix
Okay.
the end and be committed to fixing your core offer, because your
Right.
core offer and your foot in the door should be like very closely related, right? You want to be able to bring somebody in with a
Right.
problem that is about or very close to your core offer, right? So it's a GMB issue, it's a
Okay.
organic issue, right? That you know that you can tweak and you can fix and you can wow in 15 minutes or in 30 minutes, right? That gets them thinking like, man, Frankie is an expert at this, right? And now you have authority, you got your foot in the door and you led with goodwill. Like now it's going to be easy to just ask them like, you interested, Mr. Business Owner, in how I can help you 10x your SEO or your next steps to 10x your SEO? They're going to be like, yes, please, right? And then you share with them your program, basically. Here's what you need to do next. Here's all the work that's going to be involved. Here's what you can expect in terms of results. Share a couple of case studies, a couple of examples, and then they'll ask you for the price and you close the business. Like, start with the end in mind, though.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, I mean, can the directory thing work? 100%. But it's like, what are you going to sell them into though after that? And that's, I think, a big disconnect that people don't think about. I think your foot in the door and your core offer need to be very closely related.
But I can use that website to draw people in, and then
I wouldn't.
if I'm drawing them in,
If your
you wouldn't
core
do it that way.
offer, if your core offer is SEO, right? Then I would find
Yes.
a problem and an opportunity that they have, right? That's directly correlated with your core offer, right? So their GMB
Okay.
listing isn't verified. They're not using the proper GMB categories, right? They haven't fully optimized their GMB, right? Like something like that. So then you can get in and you can help them fix it, right? And you can offer goodwill and you can offer results in advance for them almost, right? And then
Right.
once you fix it, they're thinking about SEO, right? Because you reached out and said, this is affecting your SEO. This is a problem. This needs to get fixed. I can help you fix it, right? Then you get on a call with them, you walk them through it, you help them fix it. Now you're an authority, right? And you're an authority on SEO, which is what your core offer is that you want to sell them, right? Then you can just bridge the
Okay.
gap. Like, how do you go into your pitch? You're like, Mr. Business Owner, would you like me to share with you like how to get even better results with your SEO? Or would you like me to share with you the 3-step process to make the most of SEO, right? And we do this with Invisible PPC. So you familiar with what we're doing over there with the retargeting stuff?
Yeah, I'm doing that actually,
Okay, so I'll just give
based
you
off what
that
you taught.
example. I'll give you that example just because it's concrete and it's a good example. So I don't want to distract you from the SEO as a core offer. That's not the goal here. But because you know that, we go from
All right.
missing pixel on your website, missing Facebook pixel, to I'll help you fix that. We get on a call with them in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we help them fix it. And then we ask them, right, can I help you make the most, or can I share with you over the next 15 minutes how to make the most of, right, of your remarketing? They're like, yeah, of course. That's why I'm on this phone call. You're going to get like a duh type of answer, like, yes, please, right? And then we take them through the 3 secrets, which is literally like our deliverable in a bow and shows the
Right.
pain of them having to do it themselves. Like, here's all the freaking work that's involved. And by the end, they're just like, please, like, just do this for me.
All
So you
right.
just want
That
to
does sound
replicate
good.
that
Sounds like a
structure.
plan.
Does that help?
Yeah, that helps a lot. I've been writing it down while you're talking.
All right, man. Well, the recording will be up tomorrow too, so you'll be able to grab that. Anything
All
else
right.
or
I
any
appreciate it, Joe.
bottlenecks or any issues that you see, Frankie?
No, I really enjoy your videos and your weekly training.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that, boss. I see you on every week.
All right. Appreciate it, Joe.
Appreciate you coming on, boss. Have a great one.
You too.
All right, all right. Good stuff. All right, Joseph, can you come on? Let me know in the chat. That'd be great. I see your question. Happy to help. All right, so Joseph, I'm going to unmute you. Hey, what's up, Joseph? You there? go ahead and talk whenever you're ready, brother. I unmuted you. Recordings are uploaded to YouTube, Alan. They go live every Thursday. Joseph Gonzalez. I unmuted you, brother. You should be able to talk.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, Joseph?
Hey, what's up, man? Sorry about that. I had my mic muted.
All good, not a problem. So can you restate your question? I saw most of it, but just restate it for everybody and for the recording purpose.
Right. So, yeah, absolutely. So I feel like I'm at that stage that I see a lot of people get to where things start to get really messy, really complicated due to the amount of clients we're trying to do organic with and, everything from GMB. And I notice a lot of guys at this point, they switch over to ads. That's something I've been resisting. So
Yep.
I would just, I reached out to someone and they recommended you, and they said that they knew that you had taken the organic pretty far. So my question to you is, being it's July of 2019 with everything that's going on, what would you recommend to scaling?
Okay. So let me get a little more background just so I can make a
Right.
good recommendation and I know what's happening. So in the questions you said you're billing 40K a month for organic, right?
Right. And that's almost 90%, or we're doing pay per call or rank and rent, and that's in two different industries. And our prices are good. They definitely could go up a little bit, but they're definitely pretty competitive.
Yep.
Other than that, we're using tracking numbers and Google My Business listings, and that's the 99% of where our leads are coming from.
Okay. What are you charging a lead?
Depending on the industry, we have some that we're charging 20 bucks a lead, which it sounds really low, but depending the industry it's in, that's actually pretty fair.
Okay.
And we have $2,000 month retainers.
Okay. So you got about 20 customers roughly? Is that fair to say?
About 32 total. 32 total.
All right. And on the
And
high
there's some
end,
that have been with us for 4 years, so the prices on them are definitely lower.
okay. What's the high end that you're charging per lead? You said $20 too.
The high end, they're billing about 5 grand a month. I really don't. I apologize. I don't have the lead price in front of me, but I know their billing's about 5 grand a month.
Okay. Okay. So, how many verticals are you in?
2.
Okay. Why not one?
Well, because I was in a niche that was really only worked in really large cities, and we were
Yep.
able to do some damage that way, but we really basically just ran out of cities.
Yep. So you kind of took it as far as you could without diminishing
Right.
returns. Okay.
Right.
How much of the revenue comes from that niche?
About 24K.
Okay. Okay. And has that been pretty stable?
Yes, very stable.
Okay. All right. And how long have you been going after the second niche?
It's been the last basically a year, about a year even actually.
Okay. So are you finding trouble scaling fulfillment or scaling sales?
Scaling fulfillment. Really, the second niche that we're in, we can execute. It's definitely it's a little more difficult to get the results. We're just in a little more competitive space. And so it's not even so much the ranking, it's just when we bring on new clients, and it's not the sales either. We have the sales, we have the referrals, we have everything in place, but I almost kind of groan a little bit inside when a new client comes on because we're still trying to make it happen for the last 3 that we signed on.
Yep. So what is bothering you, or what I hear is bothering you, is the timeline?
Yeah, it's the timeline, and also basically just doing everything. It feels like we're just doing a lot of everything at once. And I've got good systems in place. I have the training that we need. I've got the project management systems, but it's really just the fulfillment timeline.
Yep, for sure. So I'll tell you that for me, I built a 7-figure pay-per-call agency in 4 months, and it was hell. Like honestly, it was horrible, and we were going through a lot of those scaling pains. Um, how's your retention?
Very good. Very, very good.
Good. So I find that when people are scaling pay-per-call agencies, that's one of the biggest killers.
Hmm.
Is a lot of times people are they're leaving as fast as they came on board. So you're good
Hmm.
there. So really, it's just it's about delivering short. It's about delivering leads in a short amount of time while you're propping up the organic. Is that correct?
Exactly. And the maybe our lead cost needs to go way up, which I have tried. I've attempted to do that with different clients, and there's a lot of pushback just to their profit margins, which it could be because of the industry we're in. But running ads, I have not, done thousands of dollars of research on it or anything, but I
Yeah.
know it definitely it eats that up really, really fast.
Yeah. So I would change around how you sell clients on the front end, and I would run a test with this. So at the end of the day, the only way to get leads fast, right, is to use pay per click.
Hmm.
Like you can go do like some Craigslist, but the leads are going to be okay quality. They're not going to be great, but to be frank, like the quality isn't so much a difference, but it's not on demand and you can't just turn the faucet and it just starts raining calls like pay per click, right?
Hmm.
So if I were you, I would switch to selling like a market test on the front. Have you heard
Hmm.
me talk about this before,
I
Joseph?
have, yeah, I've watched the video on that, yeah.
So, I mean, with
Hmm.
the market test, at the end of the day, here's the thing, like, by all means, Google is the most expensive, right? Like, it's going
Uh-huh.
to be the most expensive, but it's going to be the most immediate, with the clients having the most immediate need as well.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, whatever market you're in, I'm assuming that in every city that you're in as well, you go look and you go do a search, whether you're on your phone or your desktop or your tablet, and the pay-per-click spots are filling up all the spaces, right? It's sold out.
Hmm.
So people are willing to pay that. They're paying it now, right?
Hmm.
So do you want to go after like the best customers in the niche, or you want to go after the mediocre customers in the niche?
Right, right, right.
So a lot of people are like, yeah, but people won't pay that. Like that's what they tell me. Like they won't pay the pay-per-click prices. Like what do you mean? Like everybody's in that auction all day long, every day. Does that
Hmm.
make sense?
Hmm. Yeah, it does. It does. I'm sure I'm holding myself back mentally on that.
So if I were you, I would like you already got a successful business, but it's like your stress point is that onboarding time, and then also you could probably, based upon your lead numbers, you could probably at least add an additional 30 to 40% more profit just by selling it this way and getting a higher cost per lead, right? Basing
Gotcha.
your lead price off of the market test. And it also would completely take the stress off of you in having to deliver as fast as possible. Like you still got to do fulfillment, but you could launch a Google Ads campaigns in a couple of days, right? Versus it
Yeah.
taking you 60 or 90 days to get your first call.
Right, right. And I guess is that kind of leads in my question of, is it feasible right now, with the way ad prices are, to do pay-per-call strictly off of uh, call only ads?
Um, if you follow my advice, yes. If you follow everybody else in the market's advice, all the gurus, no. Because all the
Right.
gurus are telling you to pull a price out of your ass, right? Like just come up with a number in your head. Take the cost per click, estimate and multiply that by this. And it's just a guess, right? And,
Exactly.
I've surveyed my list and I can't tell you, man, like it's depressing how many people have lost over $5,000 running that type of campaign because a guru has told them to do that, right?
Yeah. No,
So
I'd be
like,
I'd be included in that.
yeah. So I mean, it's sad, but the opportunity is there. You just got to flip around the pitch, right? So the pitch is, I'll run this market test, and the reason that I'll run this
Hmm.
market test is there's no way for me to know, right, what it's going to cost in your market because it's a bidding system, right? So we'll run the test for 30 days. I'll set it up according to best practices, right? Here's what I'm going to do, right? Show them what you're going to do and run it for 30 days, and then use that as your benchmark, right? Use that
Mhm.
as your cost per lead. And at the end of the day, like, you should be able to get that cost to drop an additional 15, 20% or more, right? So if you keep running that, like, you're profitable right after the first month. And then you've already started on the organic. You're 30 days into the organic.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So, I mean, you should be making, depending on the niche you're in, you should be making a couple grand a month per client just with the after the test, right? Then once your organic kicks in, like, most likely you're going to have to go prospect again and find another client because you're going to have too much volume on your hands,
Hmm.
which is a good thing.
Right, right, right. So this
And
is kind of a
run them, run them back through that market test again. Don't sell them
mhm.
directly.
Uh-huh.
Right? So that's the other thing that that people mess up on, is like, once they do it in the location once, they just want to push people right to buying the calls again. Don't do that, right? Like, make them go back through the market test so that they see what it costs in Google, right? Like, that's
Hmm.
half the battle. So now you're, if they think your cost is too high, you can show them this is Google's cost. It's not my cost, right? Like, we
Right.
don't set the market rate, like Google does. And so we've all in pay per call and pay per lead, and me included, have like been setting our own rates, but the market sets the rates.
Hmm. Right, right, right. What is your go-to training for you mentioned if you follow it your way. I've watched obviously all your YouTube videos and I'm on the live quite a bit. What is your
Yep.
training that you have in place for call only ads?
Honestly, I don't do call only ads.
Or call or
Um,
ads. I should just say ads.
so at the end of the day, like, I don't think anybody should, as a Google ads noob, should start out running their ads. Like, I just don't believe in it. Like, so much so that I sought out Invisible PPC to partner with them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um,
I watched that video
and
too.
it's just a lot of work, right? And it's like you need a PhD in Google Ads to run Google Ads. Like, they're constantly
Hmm.
changing everything. What is best practice today doesn't work tomorrow. Like, it's just, frankly, it's a clusterfuck. Like,
Hmm.
so I think the best way to battle it personally, and Invisible PPC knows this, by the way. This isn't like me undercutting them. The best way to battle it is to get a professional to really build out the account in a
Uh-huh.
niche, and to run a couple of accounts. Like, and so pick somebody like Invisible PPC and get them
Hmm.
to run it for 2 or 3 accounts, right? But then you can take it over if you want, right? Like, at 20 accounts or at 30 accounts coming in, like, it's not going to make sense cost wise for you to probably keep using Invisible, right? Like, a lot of people will pull it back in house at that point, right? And it's just part of the business model. Like, when you look at how much it's going to cost to manage the campaigns, right? Like, it doesn't pencil out as well,
Right, right, right. And so what you're
right? But
saying is basically having them that first market text would be ran by Invisible PPC, and you'd be
yep,
actually making a profit off of that
yep,
because of the way the leads are priced.
exactly.
Hmm.
So you do the
Okay,
market
okay.
test for 30 days, you share the data with them, right? You have that case study, you have those results, and
Hmm.
almost everybody that I do the market test with continues on.
Right,
Okay,
and
and
that's on their
so
credit card.
yeah, that's on their credit card. So the
Right,
only
right.
skin off my back is paying Invisible PPC to run the campaign, right? But then I have like a 90% close rate on that market test. So
Hmm.
90% of the time, then I'm getting a deal, right, where we're setting the cost per call off of the CPA for the last month, right? That's the average for the whole month. And you know as well as I do, like, some things are going to work, some things aren't. Your quality score is going to go up, so your cost per click is going to drop. So, like, immediately I've built in myself a 15 or 20% margin, right, as soon as I get them to sign that contract after the market test.
Nice, nice.
And now my cost per lead is here instead of here.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you're doing well um, in the business, but I think you need to look at changing up your sales process a little bit. And I think that'll help
Absolutely.
you set better expectations. It'll help you keep clients longer, and you'll increase your profitability too.
Absolutely. Yeah, because getting the clients really is not the issue. It's just that 1 to 2 month crickets, silence when they first sign on. It's really killing us.
For sure. 100%, man.
Yeah, no,
Anything
thanks a
else I
lot.
can help with?
No, that was awesome. That answered a lot of questions.
Awesome, man. Happy I could help you, brother. Congrats on your business. Keep crushing it.
Thank you.
All right, let's see here. All right, answered that. All right. Any other questions? Let me know in the chat. Sergio. So Sergio says, Joe, did you say to use invisible PPC for just a little while, then stop it? Yeah, so potentially. And no, again, like I'm an owner at Invisible PPC. It's not in my best interest to say that. But you guys are our customers. Agencies are our customers. And like, let's just be brutally honest, right? Long term, or let's do this instead. Short term, invisible PPC is a no-brainer, right? Like you're able to jump on the shoulders of giants, right? And I say that not because of me being a giant, but because invisible PPC has ran and managed so many pay-per-click accounts. They've been in the niches that you want to get in. They've played those games. They know what offers work. They know what landing pages work. They know, you know, rough cost per clicks. They know conversion rates. Like that mystery is solved. And they know Google ads on top of it, right? Like that's their sandbox. That's where we play all day, every day. So short term, does everybody give me one that there's a big win in using invisible PPC, and that like frankly there's a good margin there for everybody to start with, right? Okay, cool. So long term though, let's say over the course of a year, you decide to build a niche focused agency, and you charge $2,000 a month. Let's say that it's all encompassing. You do SEO, you do PPC, you do some local stuff, you help them with reviews. And let's say you charge $2,000 a month. For you to do it, they pay their own PPC fees in terms of actual ad spend. You'd be paying invisible PPC, let's call it just rough number, 300 or 400 bucks a month. For easy math, let's say that it's 3,000 bucks a month, right? In a year, if you truly focused, and weren't ADD as hell, right, on one vertical and getting good at one vertical, there's no reason that you shouldn't have 20 clients at that rate. So let's say, again, part of your deliverable is PPC. Let's say it's 300 bucks a month to invisible PPC. At 20 clients, that's $6,000 a month, right? At that level, you could very well afford to bring in somebody pretty qualified that had some job history running PPC. And they could help you manage and run the PPC campaigns for your customers day to day, and you'd have somebody in-house. Does that make sense? Give me a 2. Now, I've been in this situation many times over the years. I have helped do SEO for agencies, right? And they've outsourced it to me. I run it, and inevitably, long term, I lose the customer when they see how much money they end up paying me over time, right? They want to take it in-house, and they think they could save some money or pay the same amount of money, and they could kind of control the process. They know the process. There'd maybe be some IP potentially there long term. And so I've played this game before, and to be honest, like at Invisible PPC, at some point, depending on your business structure, your thought process, it may not make sense at 20 or 30 or 40 clients, for example, to keep using Invisible PPC. And that is the part of the churn that we experience at Invisible PPC, right? Like we help people get started. We help a lot of agencies crush it. They do their side. They you know, they bring on customers, we get them great results, and those things feed each other really, really well, right? And then ultimately they get to a level growth-wise where looking at the numbers, it may not make sense to keep invisible, right? Give me a 3 if that makes sense. And Sergio specifically, I want to see a 3 from you. I want to make sure you're good. Does that make sense? Let's see. And Derek says, till they lose their shirt. So yeah, that's the other side of it. So most people, that's how they think. But to be honest, like at the end of the day, there's no backup. There's no redundancy in that scenario. When somebody replaces a team like Invisible PPC with somebody internally, there's no SOPs, there's no backup person, there's no redundancy because they can't afford it, right? So like that's what you get working with a company like Invisible PPC, right? Is like everything is standard operating procedured out. We have systems and processes and flags and things to catch things so they don't fall through the cracks. And if one account manager is sick, we got another one that'll step in, right? So there are some advantages, but just being blunt and open and honest with you, Sergio, that's what I was talking about. Does that help, Sergio? Does that help everybody else too? Thoughts? And just to put this conversation to bed or to wrap it with a bow, Rob and I at Invisible, we understand this. It's not a secret, hence I'm happy to have this conversation with you. And we're willing and able to have a conversation when you get to a lot of clients to talk about how we can better serve you, right? So that we do have a mutually beneficial relationship in the short term, like already positioned for you guys where you guys are getting a major win, but then also in the long term, right? Like we want to work with all of you guys very long term. Cool. Obviously at scale too, and lots of clients, right? We can start to have a conversation about some customizations for you. All right, it is a quarter till the top of the hour. We have the opportunity for another question. I'm sure one more. So if you got something for me, let me know in the chat. Happy to bring you on, help you one-on-one. I like the little audio unmuting. I really, really do. It's good to connect with some of you guys via voice. Like Frankie, man, like you're always on here. We've never had a combo, so that was cool. Joseph, it was great chatting with you too. I mean, your name's Joseph, so we're just gonna get along. Would love to chat with any of you guys that are on the call if you got a question. I think it brings a little bit of a different dynamic to the call, which is cool, but I also know you guys gotta man up and be willing to unmute as well. Tim Parker, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Thanks, Joe. You're very, very welcome, Joseph. Glad to have you on, brother. A very personal touch, yeah, man. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, anything else we can talk about, even if you don't have a question, business question, or don't want to come on, let me know. What's up, Tim? Tim says, happy to see you're doing great. Wouldn't expect anything less. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you on here. Been too long. Been too long. Hope all is well. Earlier, we don't have anything else. So we'll talk about that. So Frankie asks, are you getting the new Corvette, Joe? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what they come out with. Definitely not the first year, at least not the first year, maybe not the second year, but we'll see. Ultimately, it's going to come down to how it is. Really thinking that I'm going to keep my current Z06. I think they're going to be worth some money. The inventory on the market starting to disappear pretty quickly. You know, last generation, really Corvette. I mean, honestly, like what they're coming out with now, I'm sorry, like it's not really a Corvette, right? Mid-engine or rear engine, no manual transmission. So I got one second to last year that they made it, manual transmission, right? Z06, 650 horse, 650 foot-pounds of torque, with 14,000 miles in beautiful condition. So it's sitting in the garage. It's no longer my daily, and I'm going to see what happens over the next 6 months with them. We'll see. All right. Any other question? Sergio says, Joe, I know you've heard it a million times, but where's a link for a good conversion-friendly home improvement website? So anybody have any thoughts on that? I don't just off the cuff. So let's see. Actually, I might. Let me see if I can find you something good, Sergio. I'm sure Tim Parker does. Tim, you got any recommendations? Derek, Joseph, Frankie, got any good examples or potential sites to swipe or model? Let us know. Let me see what I can find. Home improvement, yes, sir. Got to go. Thanks. You're very welcome, Alan. Tim says no. I'd have to send the hit squad. Yeah. Home improvement. So I'm trying to find this domain. I forget what it's called. Last site I built in the home improvement space, we modeled this after, but I can't remember the dang domain. So I'm looking for you, man. Give me a second. If anybody else has a question, let me know in the chat. Happy to help. In the meantime, I'm going to look for this site that we used for some inspiration. Man. I could not find it. Keep looking. Whew, can't find anything, man. Can't find this one brand I was thinking about at least. Seems like they're completely gone. Big pay-per-click spenders. And the site was really nice on mobile especially, but I don't see them anywhere. I've hit some of them. They're a pretty much nationwide brand, and I've hit a bunch of the top cities in the United States, and I just don't see them. Yeah, man, sorry. It's the only thing that's coming to mind at the moment. One more time. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. No, brother. Sorry, can't find something off the cuff. All right. Last call for alcohol, last call for questions. Troyer's got to go to the gym. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me on another AMA. Appreciate you guys hanging out for the last hour or so. If you have a question and you think about it after the call, go to digitaltriggers.io/AMA and you guys can fill out the form and that'll prompt me to answer it on the next call. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon. Joe Schroyer signing out.